Hi everyone, once again welcome back to my channel Advanced Technology by Rana, and this is Jahazib Amin with you. In the previous episode number 10, we have done the import and export part for the Cisco Call Manager Publisher successfully, and you guys have analyzed that how much this process is easier and best to export your old configuration from the call manager and build as a new virtual machine for the latest call manager with the new specs, and just import the configuration during the installation process. The reason I will support this part for the upgrade or for build a new VM and then export, because let's assume you people have built your old call manager version 4, 5 or 6 years back. Okay, at that time the hardware specs were different and you built that old version virtual machine for the call manager with different approach and different hardware and software specs. Now after 4 or 5 years, when there is a new release for the Cisco Call Manager, definitely the hardware and software specs will be different. Of course, it will require more hard disk, more CPU and more software requirement in terms of VMware hypervisor. So this way you can build just new virtual machine with the new hardware specs and just export your configuration which was basically in your old call manager, and it is part of your existing installation process parallel, and you will get your old configuration in the new virtual machine. So this is a very easy process, and I personally support this one because myself did this one many times in production environment, and I don't find any issue unless you did not follow the standard, especially for the export configuration with the SFTP feature and the command line. The main thing you should have careful that your DNS, your NTP, your cluster services are working fine and you took a backup in a proper way. So in the episode number 13, I'm going to start the same process for Cisco Call Manager IM Presence service. This is basically a Cisco Jabber and voice and messaging related application, which is a separate application. However, it's work as a cluster with Cisco Call Manager. And if you go into the system, and you will find Cisco Unified Publisher Subscriber, then Cisco Instance Messaging as Publisher and Subscriber, because it work as a one cluster service. So today I'm going to do the same step for the IMP, but there are some different. It will not same as Cisco Call Manager. If you don't follow the standard, if you don't follow the steps, I'm sure that instance messaging installation as a new virtual machine and export and import will be failure. So I will show you guys today that how we can make our import and export feature with IMP successfully in your production environment without any hazard and without any issue. So let's move to our first part to export the configuration for instance messaging from the old virtual with the old version, which is 12.5, to the new version, which is 15.0. So let's move to our lab section and we will discuss some important parameters, some important step at that time. So guys, this is my screen for the publisher CLI IMP, and I will do the same process to export my configuration which I have done for the Cisco Call Manager Publisher and Subscriber. But here is a little change when you do the export configuration for your IMP. Okay, so this is my SFTP server, and if you remember in my previous episode number 10 and 11, I used the root directory which was dbackup. In fact, I have to go user, and here is the main directory where it will export my configuration for the publisher and subscriber. It is D in backup, and if you go over here in the backup, you will see it make a cluster, and inside cluster it make a two different file for my CUCM publisher and CUCM subscriber. Okay, and then later on I use the import feature from the new version, which is 15, and I copy all my configuration. So when you will do export for your configuration for IMP, you have to use the same directory which you use for your publisher cluster. Okay, The reason, if you use a different folder to export your configuration for IMP, the process will be failure. The reason, this is part of one cluster. Cisco IMP work with Cisco Call Manager as a cluster for each other, because we are using the messaging and the voice call facility like Cisco Jabber, and it has a relation with the Cisco Call Manager because your all call records are available in the Cisco Call Manager. We will discuss this thing in later episodes in more detail, but as of now you have to understand that when you do the export of your IMP to your SFTP server, the directory should be same for CUCM publisher and subscriber, and if you use a different directory, your export will be terminated or failed. So you have to be very careful for this part. Okay, another thing I will show you over here. This is my call manager. I'll go in the system, and if I go to the server, you can see over here I have 4 nodes, 2 publisher and subscriber and 2 for IMP1 and IMP2, which is publisher and subscriber. So you can analyze here that this work as a cluster, as a single cluster for publisher and subscriber. And same thing if I go over here, for example, this is my IMP publisher. I will use the command show network cluster, and you can see here it is showing and as a cluster for publisher and for Cisco Call Manager publisher subscriber and IMP publisher and subscriber. Okay, so this is now clear that IM Presence and Cisco Unified Call Manager work as a single cluster. So it is dependent on each other. Now come to the commands which I will use to export my configuration for IMP publisher, and the command is system upgrade data export initiated. Same command which I use for the call manager publisher, and it will ask me the root directory. I will just mention / and then I will mention the remote server. This is my SFTP server IP address, and my login. It should be same with the password, otherwise it will fail, and the new host name. This host name should be same what you will select for your new virtual machine as a IMP publisher. If it is a different, again when you import your configuration, your process will be failed. So you are make sure about the host name and the IP address. Both should be you have to be careful, and you have to decide before giving here. Okay, so I will mention the same in my case, and IP address I will also keep the same in my case. I'll say yes. Okay, and the processing data export is started. Again, it will depend on the size of your configuration, but it will not take more than 10 minutes. Now I will check the command with the status, because here it is showing that it is as running and the process is running. Let it finish. So guys, still the export configuration for IMP publisher is continue. It will take some more time. I will do one thing. Once I will finish for publisher and subscriber, I will just do a demo for you guys, that I will change the root directory for my IMP publisher. Instead of using the same as Cisco Call Manager, I will use a different root directory, and then I will run this export command again, and you will see that it will terminate it at the time of start, because it will not find Cisco Call Manager publisher and subscriber export data in the same folder, because it is the same cluster. So it will look that the first Call Manager publisher and subscriber export is available or not. If it available, it will continue. If it not available, IMP publisher export will be terminated at the time of start. We will just do this one as an experiment. So let's see if it finish. Still it's running. So let's wait for some more time. So finally the export configuration for the IMP publisher has been done, finished, and it took quite some time. Okay, so now I will do the same part on the IMP subscriber. Okay, and then we will move towards our installation as a new VM for IMP and then do the import process. But again, there are still some prerequisite to start the IMP installation successfully as a new VM. But let me finish the subscriber part first. Okay, so this is my IMP publisher, sorry, IMP subscriber. Okay, same command, initiate. I'll give the directory, IP is same, login is same, password it will ask me again. Okay, hostname I will use the same for my subscriber. IP address I will keep the same, and my process is started. Okay, so let it finish, gentlemen, and then we will proceed with the new VM installation for IMP publisher, and I will check it is status is running. Yes, okay, so it's running unless it will finish, and then we will continue. Another thing, I will do one thing, as I told you earlier, that when you do the export of your configuration for IMP publisher and subscriber, the root directory should be same what you have been used for the CUCM call manager publisher and subscriber, because it is a single cluster. So just for the demo purpose, I will do one thing. After this finish, I will do one thing. I will just change the SFTP directory from the CUCM publisher to a new directory, and I will show you that if you use other SFTP root directory, the process for IMP export will be terminated immediately. So let's, for the demo purpose, it will just take a 1 minute extra. So I will show you that how the export for the IMP will react if we use the root directory other than call manager. Okay, so gentlemen, our export for the subscriber IMP has been done as well, and the status, if you check over here, it is as completed. Okay, so we have finished our part now. So just do a demo for changing the root directory from the call manager to the new root directory to export the configuration of IMP publisher, and we will see that when I change the new root directory, it will be terminated. So I'll just go back to my SFTP server and make a new root directory. So I will just stop the service SFTP, and I will just create a new root directory here, demo IMP, demo IMP, and I will change the path to this one. Okay, so I'll go to the user, I'll go over here, and I will change from backup to the demo IMP. Okay, apply. I will change here as well, and I will start it. Okay, so my service is started now. Let me check the status. So now I will come back here to my publisher, and I will try to run it again. Same. Okay, now let's see what the status it will give us, since I have changed the root directory from the call manager to a new root directory, and I will check here status. So let's wait for some time and we will see the result. So guys, have you seen here that now the status is terminated? Okay, the reason that I use a different root directory to export the configuration for IMP other than Cisco Call Manager. So this is just a demo for you guys, that make sure when you export the configuration for IMP publisher, your root directory should be same as your Cisco Call Manager what you have done previously. The reason it is work as a cluster. Okay, so let's continue with our IMP installation for the VM in the next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe and like this channel because it's took a lot of time to make something result oriented for you guys, so you can learn in your life and you can share your experience as well. So once again, thanks for watching my channel and my video, and you can watch my other playlist as well, and especially for related with the Palo Alto and the Cisco routers and other as well. So thanks for watching once again, and we will continue for the VM installation for IMP publisher in the next episode. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.